You tired of lies and leftovers? The Real Black Agenda is crushing 3 bestsellers list. Grab it on Amazon or hit the link in my Instagram bio at @TheBusinessBully before they try and silence it. Okay, listen. It's been brought to my attention that a lot of us are talking about revolution, talking about taking things to another level, talking about fighting the power structure, going after it. And trust me, I get that. My new book, The Real Black Agenda, Exposing the Myths, Igniting the Revolution, talks about the revolution. I think the revolution is extremely important. But the thing that I think is more important is having our priorities in place. You can't really talk about revolution if you're out of shape. I'm sorry. Now, I know that there's going to be a bunch of slack-jawed North American bigbacks who look like that statue in Times Square is going to say, well, Dave, that's not fair. You're fat shaming people, this, that, and the third. So I'm fat shaming myself because I was 561 pounds. I'm now 230. The difference is I decided to do something about my health. Too many of us are committing self-unalivement by digging our grave with a knife and fork. We lack vital nutrients in order to function. We are overworked, oversexed, overstimulated, overhyped, and we're not over our own diets in a way that's healthy because healthy food doesn't taste good. To quote the great C.T. Fletcher, you ain't eating it for the taste, mother scratcher. And he don't say scratcher, but again, I'm not going to get a strike on this channel by being vulgar. The most revolutionary act you can do in a system that's designed to kill you slowly is to not die on schedule. If everything in your arm's reach is filled with things that I can't even pronounce, monosodium glutamate, bicarbonate of what's it, like if your kitchen food choices look like a 12th grade science project, we've got bigger problems. The other part of that is, how are you going to fight anybody? Because we all know historically, especially in America and throughout the world, that the only language people who are oppressing other people understand is the loss of revenue or the loss of blood. How are you going to fight somebody when you get out of breath thinking too hard, where you break a sweat blinking, where it starts to smell like bacon is frying when your legs rub together from when you're walking? We have got to do better. We've got to prioritize protein. We've got to get hydrated. We've got to go to the doctor. Too many of us are losing our lives because we have not been medically examined to find out what's wrong with us. And there are plenty of holistic Black doctors who can look at you, run some blood work and a full blood panel, and find out what you need to do, what kind of nutrients you're lacking, what kind of multivitamin you need, without getting into the pharmaceutical industrial complex of a cocktail for this and that and the third. You need to start prioritizing what you care about. And what you should care about first is your physical health. If you can't conquer the plate, the couch, or your excuses, you're not ready to supplant any type of leadership that is keeping you oppressed. You are the problem. You have to get up and move. You have to get up and work. You have to get up and get in the kitchen. You have to go to the gym. Even if you don't go to the gym, calisthenics are amazing. And a lot of you have enough body weight where you can have maximum resistance with minimal effort. When's the last time you felt your heart beating in your chest and you didn't think you were having a stroke? That's what happens when you start doing some cardio. You lift heavy things up and you put them back down. That's what it takes over and over and over again. But too many of us go to the gym from December 31st to February 13th, don't see enough results because we're about as consistent as inclement weather. And we're trying to understand why we don't have a six-pack yet. You haven't even done enough to earn a keg. You cannot win or even start a revolution worth being respected until you master what you're putting in your belly. A lot of people will hit us up and say, well, we got to talk more about fighting the system. How you want to fight the system when you can't even fight your own urges to go down and raid the fridge at 3 o'clock in the morning? You having a snack attack. Are we serious right now? Are you kidding me? We've got to start prioritizing what matters. What matters is what we're eating. Say what you want about RFK and the Orange Man, but they are starting to outlaw things that are making you fat. They are starting to outlaw things that are making you sick. They are starting to outlaw things that are causing all different types of cancers, all different types of issues with children. The explosion of autism may or may not be linked to these vaccines that we're taking. All of this stuff, we're just sitting around and we're just putting stuff in our body. A lot of these vegetable oils we're using aren't natural, aren't of the earth. They are literally a hodgepodge. Some of them you can actually run your car with if you know how to distill them the right way. And you're sitting up here putting that in your popcorn and then feeding it to your baby. Shame on you. Again, I know how addictive these foods are. I was addicted to them for 40 years. I get it. Listen, I never met a piece of fried chicken I didn't like. I didn't meet, listen, I'm going to be, listen, I sympathize. Unlike a lot of people who were, never big, never struggled with their food choices or their addictive tendencies when it came to food. The one thing that I always believed in was the fact that it's hard. I used to order 2 large pizzas, one for my family and one for me. And they bet not come over here looking for mine because I already inhaled it. I get how hard it is. But you know what's harder? Sitting around talking about how the man is holding you back, and there's no need to hold you back when you can't get off the couch to start fighting. I mean, you out here talking about leading a revolution and you got a sugar addiction. That's not revolution, that's reckless. Finally, I want you to sit with this thought. We have ancestors that ran from Massa's whip and Massa's plantation. 80% of us get winded and pant running up the steps. Respect your lineage enough to realize that your ancestors got free so that you could have the freedom to do more than stuff your face with hot Cheetos and Moscato like you're in a bad Drake video. Knock that off. Revolution ain't about just reading Baldwin. It's about benching your body weight and acting like your life matters. And until such time as you act like your life matters, I don't want you to say nothing about Black life mattering, because they're not going to respect you because they can't count your chins and still get home in time for dinner. The second you take the weight off, and I mean the W-A-I-T, then you will find that it's easier to take the weight off, W-E-I-G-H-T. If you've got a question for Ask Dave Anderson, you can always email me, dave@businessbullyshow.com, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time right here on I Never Knew TV.